So our goal here today is really to talk about how we can reduce unwanted stress in a hybrid or remote work environment. And I think most of us have some type of experience with this concept of remote or hybrid work. And it really came about, uh, you know, 5 years ago with COVID. Now, some companies were allowing this type of work, remote or hybrid, that you weren't in the office before that. But it certainly changed the dynamics, especially for small businesses that might have just had, one location, one office that everybody went in today. And I'll get into a little bit the dynamics of having a multi-office location or a geographic spread out of your team, which also leads to the need for this discussion of performance management inside those environments where people are working in multiple locations. So the question that I have is, what does remote or hybrid work mean to you? And a lot of people have different conceptions of this. Some people think, well, it's just, lounging around on the couch, taking some Zooms and Teams calls and, not working very much. Or maybe it's, working from coffee shops or hotels or different places. My favorite would be is to be able to work from a remote mountain area and just enjoy the scenery. But I think, remote hybrid work has a little bit different perception. Again, as I mentioned, a lot of small businesses are expanding outside their geographic area and having to manage teams that may not be in one location. Or, again, if you have teams that either full-time or part-time work from home, managing those teams has become really complex. And the reaction has been over the last few years as a lot of bosses and leaders of organizations don't like this. There's been certainly a whiplash in the last few years against this idea of working remotely, working hybrid. And I whether it's generational or not, leaders feel like they don't have quite as much control over the organizations if they don't see the people every day. And, there's some news articles that these are the last couple of years that most companies are telling their employees that they are going to return to work or they're going to have to look for other jobs. And, you see this play out in the federal government, that there was this call back to work too, that, in general, these CEOs and organizational leaders have basically gone to, from the federal government top down to small organizations. They're saying, well, maybe remote work was a great experiment, but it's now time to come back to the office and work the way that we did before. This was an interesting survey, though, that from Pew Research, and this was October of 2024. So about 8 months ago, 7 months ago from where we're at today, the survey was done. And interesting statistic is those that work from home all time, a large majority, so over 80%, say that they would work leave the job that they're at if they were forced to go into the office full time. And it varied depending on, again, the survey is if they work all the time from home, most of the time, or some of the time from home. Definitely the responses. But I mean, just in general, the statistics are, over 80% would, consider finding another job. And so the question is if you're thinking about this as an organization, if you force people back to the office or not allow them in this remote or hybrid environment, is there potential of A, losing talent, or B, not having the same amount of talent available as you did previously?